Hi guys, I am back with day 4 and 5 of my 30 Days of Thankfulness album. Hope you are enjoying the series and you are playing along. And today I am working on 2 pages. The first page is going to be a picture of this little stuffed doggy. My daughter has had this little dog since she was a baby, and the cat knocked it off of something the other day and got to it and chewed off the ear and screwed up the feet and all kinds of stuff. So I want to document about this little issue that we had, and I took a picture of the dog after I had sewn it up. So basically my card today is about being thankful for the ability to calm my daughter down and make her happy again, because she was super upset when this dog got all chewed up. So that is what this page is all about. And what I'm doing on this one is I'm going to be doing some repeat stamping, and I'm not going to show you everything because that would be really boring. But basically I'm taking those 3 colors that I just showed you, and I'm going to be stamping them down the page. So I have the green, the orange, and the yellow. And then I'm just going to layer that behind my Today I'm Thankful For card. And then I'm going to do some additional stamping. So all the stamps that I'm using today are from Feed Your Craft, the kit, the Give Thanks kit. So that is what I pulled out, and I am doing a lot of stamping actually on this page, more than I normally do. I'm trying to use my stamps up more. That's something that I'm not very good at, is using my stamps. So I thought by having this kit that came with the stamps that coordinated, that would be a really good way for me to use those stamps on my layouts. So I just did some journaling, did some additional stamping, and layered the 2 stamps together on the right hand side. And now I'm going to work on this left hand side. So I'm going to struggle with this a bit because I'm just trying to figure out what to do. With all the repeat stamping on the right, it just seemed really plain on the left. So I'm going to go through a lot of my embellishments and things, and then I decide finally, after looking through all of these, that I'm going to back up the picture with some of the pattern paper that is in the paper pad that I'm using. So you're going to see that here in just a second. After I kind of, audition some of these different things here on this page, I'm going to end up with the solid paper, or not the solid paper, but the pattern paper in the background. And it's going to be a nice complement to the colors in the word today. So you can see me here trying on several different ways, several different papers, and nothing just seemed to work. Like I said, I was kind of struggling with this side, but I eventually get to this paper here from this pad, and it is going to be kind of, like I said, that kind of corally orangey color, and it just has words like give thanks, blessings, memories, all different kinds of kind of thankful words. And so I just trimmed that down so I have a little bit of a white border around it, and I think that really complements the right hand side well, and it doesn't make it look so stark difference between the two. So now I also wanted to bring some more of that color to the right hand side, so I'm taking my scallop punch and I'm going to punch along this edge and then just tuck that scallop on the right hand side of the journal card. And I'm just going to trim it up with my trimmer, and I end up putting some of that color on both the right and left hand side of this card. At first I put the scallops on the right, and then I'm going to try to put some scallops on the left as well, but I really don't like how that looks. So you're going to see that I'm going to take an off-cut piece from that punch, and I'm just going to add a nice thin squared off strip to the left hand side. So you're going to see me here trying to put the scallops in. So while I'm trying to do that, since I explained it all, I just wanted to find out what you guys were doing, if you were having a good time. Were you playing along with this project? Are you doing something different? Did you guys get the Feed Your Craft kit when it came out? Just, kind of let me know in the comments below what you guys are up to, and what you guys are planning on doing for Thanksgiving, what you plan on doing from a scrappy perspective for Christmas. I do plan on putting together my December Daily album again. I had purchased one of the Allie Edwards kits, or the Allie Edwards kit, and I'll be using some of my other embellishments too from previous years. So let me know in the comments below what you guys are going to be doing this year for Christmas and things. I'd love to hear from you and see what you guys are going to be up to as well. So I'm just going to continue on to this page. I thought the photo looked a little blended into the background with the countertop that the dog is sitting on, so I decided to mount it on a piece of white cardstock, just a really thin piece, and I just think that really helps to pop it off that left hand side of the page. So now I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm going to continue to work on the left hand side. I am going to pull out the chipboard that came in the kit, and I'm going to use the little circle heart there, and I'm going to add that there, and then I'm going to be using some more of the word stamps that came in the kit, and I'm just going to stamp it in green, the same green I used on the right hand side, and then I'm going to cut it out just kind of like one of those Tim Holtz word strips or something like that. And I'm going to layer that there on the left hand side, kind of tucked under that little circle heart embellishment. And I'm just going to trim it up using my scissors. It's a little piece of paper, so that was probably the easiest way to trim that down. And I really love these precision scissors. They're from Cutterbee, and I use them a lot. And I really like this adhesive that I have here. I have been trying some new adhesive. I had picked up some other adhesive that I really hated, and so I'm trying some different adhesive, and that one's pretty cool. I prefer a dot adhesive, and this one's more of like a strip, kind of like the ATG gun. So it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it sticks really well. So if you guys are interested in what glue that is, I can let you know. Just give me a comment below and I can get back to you on that one. And now I'm working on day 5. This is a photo of me on the couch with 3 of my 4 kitty cats all laying on top of me. So I wanted to make sure I documented this. And for this one, I did trim it up just a bit. I had a scrap piece of paper that I was putting that photo on there, and it was a little too skinny for the size of the photo, so I just trimmed the photo down even further so that it fits on this page. And this did start as a 3x4 photo, but I did trim a lot of it down. There's a lot of extra like couch and things that you saw in the photo that I didn't really want. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to mount this photo on some tissue paper, and I just cut it out roughly from a bigger sheet, and then I'm crumpling it up and folding it down, and then I'm putting the tape on the actual photo and then putting the photo down onto the tissue paper. That's a much easier way of doing it. Putting glue on tissue paper does not always work very well, so I recommend adding the glue to the photo or the piece of paper that you're going to be adding it to the card, what is it called, tissue paper. That's what I would recommend. It's just a lot easier. So now I really like how that looks, and I did trim it down with my scissors a bit, just kind of using a really haphazard cut. I didn't want perfect lines from the trimming part. And to mimic the left hand side, I'm going to be adding that same gold heart paper to the right hand side behind my card, my journaling card, and I'm just going to trim that journaling card out to make sure that it's straight with my little trimmer here. So this is where I'm going to add some journaling about the particular photo that I have there, but first I'm going to figure out where my embellishments are going to go so that when I do the journaling I don't overlap that. So I'm just going to use a pencil there and just kind of put a little light pencil line so that when I journal I avoid that space where my embellishment's going to go. So I finished that all out. I wrote it with my pen and then I underlined it, and then I had these little tags that came in a little goodie bag that I got from a scrapbooking weekend that I just was on, and I thought the colors went really well with the word today. And then I'm using one of my handmade embellishments. If you have not already seen that video, I do have a video in this series. It's maybe the second or third video in the series where I make a bunch of these little embellishments, and that really keeps this project moving quickly. Since this is a daily project, I wanted to make sure I'm not spending a ton of time on each day, so I made these embellishments beforehand so that they would be some really cute, fun things to add to the pages as I went along. To bring that same color onto the left hand side, I am taking the other part of the tag that I cut in half and putting it on the photo, and then I'm gluing all the photo and everything all down to the page. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to add this little other embellishment here and this other piece of chipboard, and you can see it's really super thin chipboard, which is really nice. That's why I like these Feed Your Craft chipboards, because they are not very bulky, so they're perfect for traveler's notebook albums and things, and they have a little dimension but not a lot of bulk, so perfect. I'm just going to finagle with that a little bit until I can kind of tuck it in right there on the photo where it fits nicely. And then I realized that I didn't stamp all of my dates on all the pages, so here you're going to see me putting the roller date stamp, and I'm just coordinating it with the colors that are in the layout. And I am going to show you the whole one here because I messed up. It did not stamp well at all and it looked terrible. So I'm just going to show you here how I fix this boo-boo, because I'm not going to rip out the page obviously, so I need to fix it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of the white cardstock. It's the same cardstock that I used to make the book. And I'm going to take one of my punches, and this one I don't like how it looks, but I'm going to take my scallop punch, punch out a little bitty strip, add my date stamp to that, and then glue it over that boo-boo, and everything is good. And then I'm going to work on the next page here in just a second, adding another date stamp. You can see here that I'm using that piece of foam, and that really helps when you are stamping, especially if you forgot to stamp your date and you have a really bulky album now. You can use a piece of foam behind your pages, and then your stamping is much more likely to be a bit more crisp. So I'm just going to finish that out on this page, and I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I should have days 6, 7, and 8, I think, up pretty soon. I can't remember if it ends at 8 or not, or 7, 8, 9 maybe. I'll have those up pretty soon. Thanks a lot for coming. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.